What would it feel like to wake up every day knowing that what you're doing not only matters, but truly lights you up and feels like a natural flow instead of just checking off boxes? Right now, you might be feeling like you're constantly in motion, like a hamster on a wheel, checking off those boxes, completing your tasks, whatever that looks like for you, and doing all the right things. But deep down, it feels like you're running a never ending marathon, or maybe just feels like you're running in place. Sure, you're getting things done, but there's no spark, no excitement, not as much passion as you would like there to be. It's like you're painting by numbers, filling in the lines, but never creating something truly inspiring, like deep down in your core, inspiring. You might even be hitting your goals, but it's not with the sense of fulfillment you expected. It's more like a hollow victory. You feel like you're pushing a boulder uphill, hoping that if you keep at it and keep pushing, keep doing, eventually it'll feel different. But somehow it never does. But imagine waking up each and every morning like you're on a well lit path where each step feels light, intentional, and meaningful. It's no longer about struggling uphill or pushing your way forward and forcing it. It's about feeling the wind behind your back, moving with ease, moving you from behind. Do you feel the difference in that? Instead of forcing yourself to take action and to show up, you're in a state of flow, like a river, moving effortlessly toward its destination. And each thing you do just clicks and makes sense. Each task you complete feels like adding a brushstroke to a masterpiece, your masterpiece, where every action builds on the last with purpose and excitement, whether that has to do with your website or your social media or your copywriting, whatever it is. You're no longer just crossing things off a list. You're crafting something that reflects who you are. And each step forward fills you with confidence, like you're putting together a puzzle that finally makes sense. You wake up excited because you're not just working toward a goal anymore. You're living your calling each and every step, not just when you arrive and when you see the full physical manifestation of it. And that's what we're talking about today. The difference between building your calling through action, brute force, and making things happen versus birthing something that's called through you. If you're serious about building a legacy, about making a lasting impact, we can't just keep checking off boxes. We can't just keep checking off check marks on a to-do list, hoping that it's going to all add up. Your calling isn't just another project, another job, or another to do list. Your calling, your purpose deserves more than that. It deserves alignment. Because the truth is, the work that leaves a mark on this world, the work that creates a ripple effect, doesn't come from sheer hustle and grind. Well, at least if you want the journey itself to be satisfying and filling, it doesn't come about through sheer hustle and grind. It comes from deep alignment with who you are and the unique vision that you have. When we approach our calling from a place of this kind of alignment that I'm talking about, we're not just achieving goals, we're not just waking up in the morning and showing up because we feel like we have to, or showing up because if we feel like that's what we have to do in order to get there. No, we don't want surface level success. That's not what we're here for. So we're not going to put in surface level effort, right? The kind of effort that would come from a project or a job. We're here to build a legacy that will resonate far beyond us, one that transforms lives and inspires generations to come. We're here for that real, impactful, authentic, fulfilling, and purposeful success. The kind that lights your soul on fire and makes you want to jump out of bed every morning, like a kid on Christmas morning. I know what you're thinking, and you're right. It's the only kind of success worth living for. But here's what I've learned. There is a difference in how you pursue that kind of success versus surface level success. So today I'm going to show you how to tap into that alignment, to stop grinding and start creating something that feels right at your core. By the end, you'll have some tools to step into your work with a sense of clarity, purpose, and ease, so that you're not just moving forward. You're grounded in who you are, and you're building the future you're truly meant to lead. So, if you're ready to stop grinding and start aligning, let's do this. And hey, if at any point you feel like you're forcing it again, just remember, Rome wasn't built in a day. But I bet they didn't have email marketing and Instagram Reels to deal with either. All right, so let's get into it. If you're anything like me or most high achievers, you're really good at getting things done. You follow the plans, you take action, a lot of action, and you hit your goals. But here's the catch. Have you stopped to ask yourself if what you're doing and how you're doing it actually excites you? Maybe something's off, or there's a better, more aligned way to go about it, but you haven't even realized it because you're so focused on crossing those things off of your to-do list. You're so focused on getting there, on being productive, on getting to the next thing. The first time I found myself in this space was when I was in network marketing. I had been sending out those super canned, totally not me messages for months, maybe even years. The go-getter in me was on fire. I was going to events. I was sending 50 plus canned messages a day, posting before and afters every Wednesday, testimonials every Thursday, Facebook Lives every day. I thought, if I just send enough messages, I'll crack the code and finally get there. Finally retire my husband. Finally make the kind of impact that I want to make. But after hundreds of people not responding and years of not seeing the results that I wanted to see, I started to assume that something was wrong with me. Like maybe I wasn't cut out for network marketing. I found myself asking, am I missing something here? Should I change companies? Should I not trust my upline? Maybe this just isn't for me after all. Because all I wanted to feel was like everything was coming together. I wanted to feel like I was well on my way. And I get it. Maybe you're in a similar place now. Maybe you're in the middle of building your coaching practice or your consulting firm, and you're trying to create the perfect offer for your clients. You're trying to map out your complete funnel. You're tweaking your messaging, writing your email sequences, and planning launches. But even though you're doing all the right things, it's starting to feel like just another checklist, as emptying the dishwasher or running errands. You're getting clients, but that spark, the reason you started the business in the first place, to help people, that spark is fading. Is this really the way it's supposed to feel? Maybe you've been working on growing your online store, refining your products, optimizing your listings, and running ads. You're checking off all the marketing boxes, pushing for sales, but the excitement that you felt when you first launched, it's just not there anymore. The numbers are growing, but that sense of fulfillment of creating something you love is starting to feel a little out of reach. And you find yourself asking, is this really the business I dreamed of? Am I really doing what I'm called to do? Maybe you're an artist, a writer, or a designer of some sort, a stylist. You're putting your work out there, setting up your website, sharing your creations on social media. But somewhere along the way, it started to feel more like a grind than a passion. it feels empty. You're creating and creating and creating, but the joy, the fire that once drove you is feeling dim. It's like you're walking down a road, but you're not even sure where it's leading you anymore. Like, hello, where are the trees? Where's the stop sign? Where's the scenery? But you keep going because, well, that's what high achievers do, right? But deep down, there's this nagging feeling like something's missing, or this could be more satisfying than it is. But maybe it just isn't. And here's the thing, when we're constantly on autopilot, when we're constantly doing and doing and doing, checking off and following strategies, things like that, it's easy to miss the fact that that hell yes feeling just isn't there. And you might think, I just need to work harder. Maybe I'm missing something, like I was asking myself. Or you're thinking, once I hit this next milestone, this next goal, everything will fall into place. But deep down, you know there's more to it than that. You know it deep down. The truth is, alignment isn't just about doing what feels good in the moment. It's about tapping into an energy that makes you feel fired up and truly connected to your work. That energy that I'm talking about doesn't just turn off and on like a Wi-Fi signal in a remote cabin. That energy is sustainable and ever present. It's your fuel. It's what drives you to show up on rainy days or Mondays or even when you're on vacation and most people take off. But no, you're plugged in, you're fired up, you're doing this thing. That type of energy is not about just doing things and just taking action from obligation. It's about feeling that surge of excitement, that sense of flow, where every action you take feels powerful and purposeful. Alignment is what fuels the kind of success that not only moves you forward, but makes you feel unstoppable. Like you really could do this for the next 30 plus years. When you're in alignment, it's not just that things feel easier. It's that you want to show up every day, no matter how hard it is, because your work is infused with energy and excitement. And that's the energy that leads to lasting, meaningful success, not from doing more, but from doing what sets your soul on fire. You see, alignment isn't just about what feels good on the surface. It's about knowing what truly excites you on a deeper level and building your life and calling around that. It's getting to the heart, the emotions, and the energy of alignment. Remember, we're not on the surface anymore. And now I get it. Alignment is a huge topic. And maybe what I'm talking about may sound a little abstract, right? Like, okay, how do I know when I'm aligned? How do I actually do that? And it's one of those things that can feel hard to pin down because really and truly, it's all about embodiment and integration. It's about becoming an aligned being, becoming aligned with the fullness of who you are. And then all of your words, all of your actions, everything that comes out of you is a reflection of that. So with all of that said, I still want this video to be really impactful for you. I want you to really start feeling more fired up about your work each and every day. So when I was preparing for this video, I was thinking about my time in network marketing and remembering the hustling, the grinding, the sending those canned messages every day like I was doing. And like I've mentioned, on paper, I was showing up and doing all the right things that my upline had taught me to do. I was taking a ton of action. But because I wasn't in alignment, the action I was taking wasn't in alignment either. See? So it was like I was rowing a boat with one oar. I was working hard, but I was really just going in circles. My wheels were turning and I was moving physically, but I wasn't moving spiritually, emotionally, or energetically. I wasn't really getting any closer. So back to what I was saying, as I was preparing for this video, I kept asking myself, what do I wish someone would have told me when I was in this space? What advice could have shifted everything for me back then? And the one thing I kept coming back to is this, is what you're doing. Does it excite you? Become acutely aware and intimately aware, intrinsically aware of what excites you and what doesn't, not just on a surface level, but really and truly understanding it. And I wanted to dive into this and show you how it looks in my life and how I learned to curate my life and work from this place of alignment, starting with this advice of becoming acutely aware of what excites you. So just yesterday, I was looking through my daughter's worksheets from school that she did last week, and I asked her, honey, which one of these did you really enjoy? Did you love learning about fossils? How about saving a manatee? Did you love reading about that? And she said no to most of the things that she did, but then she lit up when she started talking about her math worksheet and her worksheet where they worked on rocks. And so I dug deeper. What was it about that she truly loved? And that is such a key step. Because when we're pursuing our calling, it's about becoming aware of what excites us and then gathering the data, gathering the evidence. And we can use that evidence to then curate our life and our path from a place of excitement and energy, little by little. Another example, also from yesterday, my son was playing Minecraft and he has been on this quest for weeks to find furniture in Minecraft. And he finally found it. Ah! He was literally jumping up and down, so excited to add furniture to all the houses that he's built. And it's moments like this that remind me to gather that data, to intentionally seek it out of what truly excites him. Because now that I was reminded of just how much he loves Minecraft, I'm curating experiences around Minecraft for him. So I'm finding classes that teach math or geography through Minecraft because it's that excitement that is what is going to drive him to move forward. And it's the exact same thing in our work and our calling. So thinking back to my network marketing days, and I kept sending those messages, even though I dreaded it. It did not light me up. I rolled my eyes at myself every time I looked at my spreadsheet of people to reach out to. But it was what my upline told me to do. And they had been doing it longer than me. So I thought they must know better. They must know the formula. But what I wasn't doing was listening to that voice inside me, the one telling me that, hey, the way you're doing it isn't fun. It's not appealing. And if I had known that excitement is such a key indicator of alignment, it literally would have saved me years of my life. I wouldn't have wasted so much time doing this thing that drained me, thinking that it was the only path to success. I either would have gotten out of network marketing or enjoyed it a lot more. And so this brings me to another example in my life. All right, folding laundry. Folding laundry does not light me up. And honestly, nobody in my house enjoys it. And for a while, as a mom, I felt guilty about not staying on top of the laundry. But then I remembered one of my coaches, she gave me this advice before that if something, anything, doesn't excite you, you have three options. You can change the way you think of it and the way you approach it. You can delegate it, or you can just not do it. And so I want to add a fourth option, which is to own it. And that's what we've done with laundry. We literally live out of a laundry closet. Ask my mother-in-law. We wash, we dry, and then we toss the clothes into the closet. And there are so many laundry mountains. And then when we need something, like my outfit for today, we dig through it. And it sounds absolutely ridiculous. But I have to remind myself that no one in our house likes folding laundry. So why make it a painful experience? By letting it go, we have found a system that works for us, as silly as it is. And sure, every now and then we'll feel inspired to go in there and fold and organize. But most of the time, honestly, we just roll with it because we've chosen not to make it a chore that drags us down. And we're okay with that. We're okay with spending more time together and having more laundry mountains all at the same time. It's okay. That's the place that we've come to. And it's the same with our work, our calling. We can either keep doing things that drain you, things that don't excite you, doing things where you're pushing through, just like I did, because that's what you're supposed to do. That's what the gurus say, the coaches say, the experts say. That's how they did it. Or you can start paying attention to what lights you up, because that is your how. And when you align your work with what excites you, everything starts to shift. You stop hustling for the sake of hustling, and you start building your life and your work around what brings you joy, energy, and purpose. Even the smallest minutia of tasks bring you purpose. So I want you to think about your own life. Are you sending your version of those canned messages? Are you doing all the right things, following the strategies, checking the boxes, putting in the hours, but deep down, you don't feel that hell yes energy? Maybe something feels off, but you can't quite put your finger on it. You're working hard, but it's like you're pushing a freight train at 5 miles an hour. You're moving and trying your best, but you're not really going anywhere. It doesn't feel like you're ever going to get there. And so when you're aligned, you're not just taking action, you're moving from a place of true excitement and passion, where the actions you take feel purposeful, regardless of the number of views your reel got last night or how many people attended your free tax training. Like, whatever it is, regardless of results, you feel purposeful. You feel connected to your vision and mission on a completely different level. And when that happens, you're not pushing the freight train anymore. You're flowing with the current. When we rely on action alone, on sheer force to make things happen, we can only go so far. And sure, we'll get some results eventually. We might even get there. But at what cost? Do we have to hit a wall? Do we have to burn out? Do we have to hate every step of the journey? And I've been there, sending those canned messages every day, doing all of the tasks, going to the events, but not getting any closer to what I really wanted because I wasn't aligned. My wheels were spinning, but my energy wasn't moving forward. I was stuck energetically and emotionally. But here's the thing. When you align with what excites you, it's like unlocking a whole new level. The energy starts flowing. You stop spinning your wheels, and instead you are fired up unconditionally. You're moving towards your goals with a sense of ease and excitement, conviction and confidence, like you're being pulled forward instead of having to push your way up the hill. So think of it like this. When you're doing something that lights you up, from the big tasks to the small tasks, it's like jumping into a fast-flowing river. The current carries you forward. You're no longer stuck pushing that freight train uphill and by yourself. You're flowing. You're riding the wave, fully immersed in your purpose. Now, how do you start aligning with what excites you? It begins by becoming acutely aware of what lights you up and what doesn't, and asking yourself all throughout the day, am I enjoying this? Am I not enjoying this? So I want you to get curious, just like I did with my daughter on her worksheets or with my son when it comes to Minecraft. I want you to pay attention to those moments when you feel genuinely excited and when you're having fun, when you're in your element, versus when you feel drained or when you feel like you're just going through the motions, checking off check marks. Gather that data. What have you done this morning that excited you? Or what did you do this morning that did not excite you? What lit you up about how you spent your weekend and what didn't light you up? All of these questions are data so that you can use them to start curating your life and your work around what feels right to you. And that might mean letting go of certain strategies, approaches, or even expectations that don't resonate with you. And yes, That might mean giving yourself permission to leave some laundry unfolded, both figuratively and literally. If something doesn't excite you, I want you to ask yourself, can I change the way I approach it? Can I delegate it? Can I just not do it? And then I want you to own it unapologetically. Because building your calling from this place of alignment isn't just a nice idea. It's essential if you want to create something meaningful in this world. Alignment isn't just a check mark. It's an embodiment. It's about being the person who lives out their calling with excitement, energy, and passion, not just when they get there, not just when they arrive, not just when they're seeing the results. So if you're tired of pushing and hustling your way forward, it's time to take a step back and ask yourself, what truly lights me up in each and every moment? Because that's where your greatest success lies. And trust me, when you're aligned, the rest just has a way of falling into place. So today, I challenge you to take a moment to reflect on what excites you and what doesn't. Are you sending those canned messages in your own life, in your business, in your career? Are you pushing yourself forward when you could be flowing with ease? Where does it feel hard? Where does it feel strenuous and stressful? Let's stop pushing and start aligning, because that's where the real magic happens. That's where you'll find the clarity, success, and fulfillment that you're truly meant for. And if you're ready to stop checking those boxes and start feeling on fire about your work, or even more on fire, then I invite you to join me in believing in your brilliance, stepping into your power. My coaching program, where you'll learn how to move from autopilot to alignment so that every action you take is filled with purpose and excitement. You can join the waitlist now and be the first to know when I open the doors to the next round. So let's get you aligned, energized, and living out your brilliance. And hey, if folding laundry doesn't excite you either, feel free to take a page from my book. Just toss it in the closet and call it a day. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I truly hope that this resonated with you and it got you started on a path of showing up in your work with more energy and more alignment. This is such a great starting place. I know that it might sound silly, or it might be easy to brush it aside because, I mean, honestly, who actually lives this way? Well, I do. And I can tell you that it feels so dang amazing. What I do each and every day, the energy that I am able to bring to my work, it's not fabricated, it's not inauthentic, it's not disingenuine. I didn't walk around my kitchen floor pacing for an hour, talking myself up to be here right now. No, I've been so excited about putting this together for you since the idea came to my mind. And that excitement has been carrying me forward for the past 48 hours as I prepared this video. So I really pray that this was a great starting place for you. And remember, your vision is your compass. Stay certain, stay aligned, and stay true to yourself. I'll see you next time.